Kobe Bryant's helicopter circled for 15 minutes over Burbank, waiting for air traffic control clearance in dangerously poor visibility, the pilot relying on his eyesight rather than instruments to fly before crashing in less populated area. Kobe Bryant's helicopter pilot was given clearance to fly under foggy conditions, considered dangerous enough that local police agencies grounded their choppers. New audio that was captured by liveatc.net has revealed that the pilot, who has been named as Ara Zobayan, had requested to fly under Special Visual Flight Rules (SVFR). Ara Zobayan, 50, was a licensed commercial helicopter pilot of 12 years, certified flight instructor of 2 years and a ground instructor of 11 years. Zobayan was friends with actor-turned-pilot Lorenzo Lamas, pictured together in 2013, appearing with him on an episode of Celebrity Wife Swap along with Andy Dick. Pilot of Kobe Bryant's helicopter was qualified to fly in fog, and friends say he was not one to make mistakes. Tributes to Zobayan, of Huntington Beach, California, poured in on Sunday, as friends and colleagues said he was nice, talkative and especially attentive when it came to Kobe and his family. The conversation between the pilot and the Burbank Airport control tower shed some light on why the aircraft, which was carrying Bryant, his daughter Gianna, 13, and 6 others, was granted clearance in the first place. Under an SVFR clearance, pilots are allowed to fly in weather conditions worse than those allowed for Visual Flight Rules (VFR). Special VFR clearances are only issued when cloud ceilings are below 1,000 feet above ground level. Flying that low to the ground can be very disorienting and risky. Maintain special VFR at or below 2,500, the pilot is heard, confirming to the controller. Bryant's helicopter left Santa Ana in Orange County, south of Los Angeles, shortly after 9 a.m., a time when conditions were not suitable for flying, according to the Los Angeles Police Department. There was an overcast at 1,300 feet and visibility of about 5 miles. The pilot was initially flying under Visual Flight Rules (VFR), meaning that he was relying on his ability to see the terrain below him. That changed when he was granted the SVFR. Around 9:20 a.m., the helicopter circled for about 15 minutes just east of Interstate 5, near Glendale. Air traffic controllers (ATC) held up the helicopter for other aircraft for about 11 minutes, before clearing the Sikorsky S-76 to proceed north along Interstate 5 through Burbank's airspace. Air traffic controllers noted poor visibility around Burbank, just to the north, and Van Nuys, to the northwest. Due to the poor visibility, the pilot could have contacted air traffic controllers, and requested to switch to Instrument Flight Rules (IFR), which would have allowed him to navigate through the clouds. However, when pilots fly under IFR, it can take up a lot of time, especially in Southern California, which has an extremely busy airspace. Paul Klein, an assistant professor of aviation at the City University of New York, told New York Magazine that flying under IFR could mean you could be in a holding pattern for an hour. You're just one of many waiting in line, and it doesn't matter if you're Kobe Bryant, Klein added. The aircraft continued under VFR and around 9:40 a.m. it turned west to follow U.S. Route 101, the Ventura Highway. At about 9:44 a.m., the helicopter turned again, toward the southeast, and climbed to more than 2,000 feet, in what appeared to be an attempt to put some space between the helicopter and the high terrain. In air traffic control audio which was recorded shortly before the crash, the pilot of the former Lakers star's helicopter is told by a controller that "you're still too low level to be tracked by radar." This did not appear to be a sign of distress, because the helicopter was actually ascending at the time and the controller was referring to the technical difficulty with reading data rather than warning of an imminent crash. Helicopter pilot Philippe Lessourd told The Sun, after listening to the audio, that other aircraft appeared to be having problems, which was not a good sign. You can hear the controller saying that it had an ad go around, that means an aircraft already cancelled its landing, because of low visibility. It then descended, and crashed into the hillside at about 1,400 feet, according to data from Flight Radar 24. When it struck the ground, the helicopter was flying at about 184 miles per hour, and descending at a rate of more than 4,000 feet per minute, the data showed. The chopper went down in Calabasas, about 30 miles northwest of downtown Los Angeles. Bryant's chopper was only 17 miles from the Mamba Sports Academy when the crash occurred. There was only one pilot on board, which an aviation source said it was unusual for the Sikorsky S-76 helicopter Kobe was in. When the helicopter plunged into a steep hillside on Sunday, its impact scattered debris over an area the size of a football field and killed all aboard. Among those killed in the crash were John Altobelli, 56, longtime head coach of Southern California's Orange Coast College baseball team, his wife, Carrie, and daughter, Alyssa, who played on the same basketball team as Bryant's daughter, said Altobelli's brother, Tony, who is the sports information director at the school. Another young player, Peyton Chester, left, was also killed in the crash along with her mother, Sarah Chester, Wright. Costa Mesa Mayor Katrina Foley tweeted that the dead also included Christina Mauser, a girls' basketball coach at a nearby private elementary school. Her husband, Matt Mauser, founded the Tijuana Dogs, a popular Orange County band. "My kids and I are devastated. We lost our beautiful wife and mom today in a helicopter crash. Please respect our privacy. Thank you for all the well wishes, they mean so much," Mauser posted on Facebook. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner, Dr. Jonathan Lucas, said the rugged terrain complicated efforts to recover the remains. He estimated it would take at least a couple of days to complete that task before identifications can be made. The accident unleashed an outpouring of grief from admirers around the world, who mourned the sudden loss of the all-time basketball great, who spent his entire 20-year career with the Los Angeles Lakers. Thousands of fans, many wearing Bryant jerseys and chanting his name, gathered outside the Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles, home of the Lakers and site of Sunday's Grammy Awards where Bryant was honored. The 41-year-old Bryant, who perished with his 13-year-old daughter, Gianna. Gianna was one of the game's most popular players in the face of the 16-time NBA champion Lakers. The cause of the crash is still unknown, but conditions at the time were such that the Los Angeles Police Department and the County Sheriff's Department grounded their helicopters. Federal transportation safety investigators will look at the pilot's history, the chopper's maintenance records and the records of its owner and operator, said National Transportation Safety Board (NTSB) board member, Jennifer Homendy at a news conference. Kurt Dietz, a pilot who used to fly Bryant in the chopper, said the crash was more likely caused by bad weather than engine or mechanical issues. The likelihood of a catastrophic twin-engine failure on that aircraft, it just doesn't happen, he told the Los Angeles Times. Investigators say the Sikorsky S-76B helicopter had a black box which they will seek to recover. Dietz described the helicopter as being like a limousine that was in fantastic condition and subject to a very good maintenance program. Justin Green, an aviation attorney in New York, who flew helicopters in the Marine Corps, said pilots can become disoriented in low visibility, losing track of which direction is up. Green said a pilot flying an S-76 would be instrument-rated, meaning that person could fly the helicopter without relying on visual cues from outside. The NTSB typically issues a preliminary report within about 10 days that will give a rough summary of what investigators have learned. A ruling on the cause can take a year or more. Colin Storm was in his living room in Calabasas when he heard what sounded to him like a low-flying airplane or helicopter. "It was very foggy so we couldn't see anything," he said. "But then we heard some sputtering and then a boom. The fog cleared a bit, and Storm could see smoke rising from the hillside in front of his home. Firefighters hiked in with medical equipment and hoses, and medical personnel rappelled to the site from a helicopter, but found no survivors," Los Angeles County Fire Chief Darrell Osby said. The aircraft was built in 1991 and owned by Island Express Holding Corp., which is based in Fillmore, California. According to the website Helis.com, it was previously owned by the state of Illinois. Shortly after the crash, a heartbreaking video of Bryant, lovingly explaining the game of basketball to his daughter, Gianna, resurfaced. The basketball great and Gianna are seen in a video from December 21, 2019, when they attended a game between the Atlanta Hawks and the Brooklyn Nets. Bryant appears to be teaching Gianna a thing or two about the game while sitting courtside at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. Gianna, who was a rising star herself in basketball, seemed in agreement with her dad about putting pressure on opponents while playing defense. Another clip showed Gianna showing off her skills, in an impressive performance, while wearing a dress and high heels on the court. On Monday, a video of Bryant explaining why he often flew in his private helicopter resurfaced. Traffic started getting really bad. And I was sitting in traffic and I wound up missing a school play because I was sitting in traffic. I had to figure out a way where I could still train and focus on the craft but still not compromise family time, Bryant explained. So that's when I looked into helicopters and being able to get down and back in 15 minutes, and so my routine was always the same. Waits early in the morning, kids to school, fly down, practice like crazy, do my extra work, media, fly back, get back in carpool line and pick the kids up. You have road trips and times where you don't see your kids, so every chance I get to see them and spend time with them. I want that. News of the charismatic superstar's death rocketed around the sports and entertainment worlds, with many taking to Twitter to register their shock, disbelief and anguish. Words can't describe the pain I am feeling. I loved Kobe, he was like a little brother to me, retired NBA great Michael Jordan said. We used to talk often, and I will miss those conversations very much. He was a fierce competitor, one of the greats of the game and a creative force. Bryant retired in 2016 as the third leading scorer in NBA history, finishing 2 decades with the Lakers as a prolific shot maker with a sublime all-around game and a relentless competitive ethic. He held that spot in the league scoring ranks until Saturday night, when the Lakers' LeBron James passed him for third place during a game in Philadelphia, Bryant's hometown. James wept on the tarmac at Los Angeles International Airport yesterday after the Lakers learned on a flight home that their former teammate had died. The NBA kept its games on as scheduled when the news broke, but the San Antonio Spurs and Toronto Raptors both took voluntary 24-second shot clock violations at the start of their game in honor of Bryant, who wore number 24 for the second half of his career. His longtime Lakers teammate Shaquille O'Neal wrote on Twitter, "There's no words to express the pain I'm going through now with this tragic and sad moment of losing my friend, my brother, my partner in winning championships, my dude and my homie. I love you brother and you will be missed. My condolences goes out to the Bryant family and the families of the other passengers on board. I am sick right now." Bryant teamed with Shaquille O'Neal in a combustible partnership to lead the Lakers to consecutive NBA titles in 2000, 2001 and 2002. Retired NBA superstar Michael Jordan, to whom Bryant was often compared, expressed similar sentiments. Words can't describe the pain I am feeling. I loved Kobe, he was like a little brother to me, Jordan said in a statement. We used to talk often, and I will miss those conversations very much. He was a fierce competitor, one of the greats of the game and a creative force. Former Lakers star Magic Johnson tweeted, "Laker Nation, the game of basketball in our city will never be the same without Kobe. Cookie and I are praying for Vanessa, his beautiful daughters Natalia, Bianca and Capri, as well as his parents Joe and Pam and his sisters. We will always be here for the Bryant family." Mayor Eric Garcetti requested that all flags in Los Angeles be lowered to half-staff in honor of Bryant and all of the victims who died in the crash. Kobe Bryant was a giant who inspired, amazed, and thrilled people everywhere with his incomparable skill on the court, and awed us with his intellect and humility as a father, husband, creative genius, and ambassador for the game he loved, Garcetti said in a statement on Facebook. He will live forever in the heart of Los Angeles, and will be remembered through the ages as one of our greatest heroes. This is a moment that leaves us struggling to find words that express the magnitude of shock and sorrow we are all feeling right now, and I am keeping Kobe's entire family in my prayers at this time of unimaginable grief. Bryant was the league MVP in 2008, and a 2-time NBA scoring champion, and he earned 12 selections to the NBA's all-defensive teams. He went on to win 2 more titles in 2009 and 2010, and retired in 2016. Kobe and Gianna are survived by his wife Vanessa and their 3 other daughters, Natalia, Bianca, and Capri, who was born last summer.